Hello, my name is Jasjit Sangha, and I'm a learning strategist at Academic Success. Welcome to our video.
And I'm Yaseen Ali, also a learning strategist at Academic Success with Jasjit. At our upcoming lightning talk, we want to share back on our strategies for anti-oppressive facilitation when working with international graduate students who use English as an additional language. For short, we'll use the acronym EAL. We will specifically focus on a workshop series that we've run 4 times since March of 2020 around overcoming the messaging that their English is not good enough and managing related thinking traps when it comes to imposterism. Over to you, Jasjit.
This work has evolved into a workshop series on how identity impacts learning, in which we more explicitly explore the impact of structural barriers and feeling like an imposter on the experience of racialized students on campus. We will be delivering this series again this coming May and June. We are also developing a peer support program for racialized EAL graduate students through offering space for community building as well as the development of academic skills. Yaseen, can you tell us a little bit more about where you first noticed these concerns coming up?
In my previous experience as an international student advisor, EAL graduate students have shared that they often feel an enormous amount of pressure to constantly monitor their grammar, pronunciation, and word choice, despite the fact that many of them have studied or even taught in academic English at their home institutions. And given the added demands of participating, instructing, and collaborating through virtual platforms during the pandemic, their challenges and concerns have been further exacerbated. We find that these students have to confront the deficit messaging of native speakerism on a regular basis, a term used to describe the implicit or explicit othering of individuals outside of the English-speaking West as variant users always aspiring to a standard. Some students even tell us that they continue to receive micro-invalidations and microaggressions around their academic communication, which negatively impacts their confidence and motivation to continue on in their studies. So, as learning strategists, we attempt to proactively anticipate and name these issues with students and work alongside them to validate their plurilingual strengths and identities, specifically by challenging that notion of a standard. Jasjit, can you tell us more about how else we approach our work with international students?
In our work, we've been striving to create inclusive spaces using anti-oppressive pedagogy, which is informed by the work of Tennille Rock. What this means is taking a very intentional approach to how we facilitate and design our workshops, so we are conscious of power and systemic barriers that may emerge. Our key goal is to make space for student voices to be heard and for them to know that they are seen, their experiences are valid, and that they are supported. We work with peers in our workshops who share their own lived experiences and offer strategies and language to help students better address oppression and structural barriers through talking about the impact of racism, microaggression, and microinvalidation on their own lives. We do this so students are better equipped to self-advocate and can better understand and articulate why they're not feeling a sense of belonging, instead of blaming themselves for structural barriers that they are facing. Our goal is to support and strengthen their sense of self and their self-worth by acknowledging the impact that exclusion, feeling like an imposter, and facing failure can have on them personally, as well as academically, through affecting motivation, productivity, creativity, and making them hesitant to ask for help. It's also really important for us that students feel like they are not alone, that others are going through the same experience, and they don't need to feel isolated. We are here to support them. Yaseen, can you tell us more about why this conversation is so important?
In our conversations with students, we furthermore stress that there are far more EAL users of English than L1 speakers, and that English does not belong to anywhere in the world. Hopefully this helps to affirm the rich range of communicative assets that exist between the terms native and non-native user. International students are a significant and growing population contributing to our U of T community, with current data showing that almost 25% of students are study permit holders. And this number doesn't include those students with different status, such as permanent residency. As such, we promote the idea of intercultural responsibility, not just competence. In other words, the effort and adaptation of all community members, because shared negotiation of meaning is key when so many world Englishes are in relationship with each other. In our lightning talk, we will dive deeper into our specific facilitation strategies and alignment with Yukio Suda's ecology of language paradigm to raise consciousness about the right to language and equality in communication, and also how we encourage students to leverage their plurilingual strengths and proudly pull from their multilingual repertoires.
Thanks for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you at our presentation on May 13th at 1 p.m. at CTSI's Teaching and Learning Symposium.